disagreed with.
The Hex Cat.
Whatever. The one thing that I disagreed with, right, was that I felt like Mind Control, I don't think he's a worse offlaner than Moon Meander. I respect the hell out of Moon Meander as an offlaner. He fits my style, right? I like it. But I think that, Mind Control has definitely come into his own. Like, that guy is just a beast at being able to find farm and make work do. So I think that you look at the big names, like Kuro and Fada, like they're the established. But if you look at the other guys behind them, they could get themselves much further in progression in their own individual play if they just stuck with this team and figured out behind Kuro the strategy aspects of the game. And we've seen that absolutely. I think that sticking together was the best thing that happened for us.
Good. Okay. The draft is ready. So let's drop you into the draft right now for Game 3 and see where we're going now for the final game. Of course, remember, the winner of this game wins the group because it is dual tournament format, also known as GSL format. So the winner of the group will automatically go to the top half of the draw in the bracket stage of the tournament, which will take place in 2 days from now. The final games of the groups will be played tomorrow. So big game for both teams, but the loser, of course, still has an opportunity to play in the upper bracket because they'll play tomorrow as well.
No, keep going, Paul. We'll miss the whole draft.
Giggles. I know the draft is going. Go, Cap, go, Cap.
I'm just teasing you. It's only because they drafted really quickly.
They did. They decided to I think when I was talking, let's just draft now, quickly.
I mean, no, it was because they knew what was going. They leave Beastmaster out. Of course, it's going to be Beastmaster pick. So they Liquid immediately knew what they were going to do in return. They were going to get the Wisp for themselves and the Earth Spirit.
So now they can do dual lanes if they want to. They can move the IO around. They can move Earth Spit around. They have variable lanes. I think that's something that really hurt OG in the last game, that the Void opener helps by comboing with the Phoenix, but it just makes one of your lanes so bad. Like, Void's a pretty good off or solo laner. He can get farm, but he doesn't really excel massively in the early game. Yeah, you've got Chrono, but it isn't until a certain time period, like the 30 to 60 minute mark, where Void feels real OP, in my opinion.
And because he's in a 1v1 and you're not drawing the attention of support, you don't go back to like Iron Town jungle or anything either.
Yeah.
You are stuck in that 1v1.
Yep, so I like that they opted for Beastmaster this game instead. I think it gives them more options and much better early game, and while still scaling pretty well late.
And they also have probably some of the best offlaners banned out as well. So you have Furion, Darkseer, and now Beastmaster denied away from Team Liquid.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Obviously, they have a plan. They already know what kind of hero they're going to be working with the Earth Spirit. Maybe we'll see some Batrider shenanigans with Relocate or something like that. But it does feel like OG, at least with the first pick, do have a slight strategic advantage. They're going to get a saving support of their own in the Dazzle that I think is sometimes a pretty appropriate response to Wisp.
Why do you say it's the appropriate pick to Wisp? Just
sometimes
because they relocate, or what?
First, because of the OG playstyle, but that would maybe put it over certain heroes like Dazzle or something like that. But I think that the Dazzle Shallow Grave aspect of that sort of normally these relocate ganks are very much like single target focus, where they're like jumping one hero, relocate behind him, go. And I think that the Shallow Grave is disruptive enough to get in the way of that element. Because most Wish strategies, right, are going to be kind of burst focused in some way.
True.
Right? They have a lot of sustain behind them going mid to late game, but early on it's going to be about bursting down that hero. Wiz Chaos Knight, Wiz Tiny. Those kind of lineups are very much going to be focused on taking out one hero and moving the team fight forward with the numbers advantage. So I think Dazzle can be rather disruptive to that.
Well, they banned out Faceless Void, Juggernaut as well. Early push kind of cores and strong laners.
So you weren't convinced by this, were you, last time?
Convinced by what? It's a hero that most people say is bad right now. That's why I'm not completely sold on it.
Yeah.
But the 5-man that OG was doing was just very strong earlier today, so it's kind of converting me a bit, which is why I keep having doubts in their drafts. Yeah. Even if I think the other teams look better, they just execute their 5-man so well that they get advantage out of it. So eventually they win a team fight, and then they'll take towers and advantage, and then they'll do that again. They'll get maybe Roche because they took those towers, kind of stuff.
Okay, so we've got Lone Druid, which is the first time we've had it on our games. I don't know if it was picked in some of the other games, though. It might have been that we saw on the second channel, but I can't really recall them. So
I feel like there's been one.
Certainly the first time we've had one, anyway.
This is looking really good for OG right now, in my opinion. I don't know if that's what you were going to say, but they've got tons of minus armor, tons of damage amp synergy. This is a good way to counter Lone Druid.
Great jump potential as well with the double blinks they'll get.
Yeah, like they're going to be able to kill the IO pretty straightforward unless the Earth Spirit counter initiates really well.
And with Lone Druid, you're always banking on that Radiance timing. Like, you're always kind of scraping your way through laning stage. You know, Lone Druid does decently in lanes, and I'm wondering where they put him, because Fata's played him mid a few
Could
times.
be mid.
Mm-hmm.
Mind Control, I'm not sure about. But some man I know can play it, but I don't know if he will.
I think at first we're gonna plan on it being Matumba Man, because the times that they pick up the Lone Druid mid is when they already know what the enemy mid is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like usually a pretty favorable matchup. Like the Lone Druid versus Puck was one of the times that they ran it. I think another one was versus like Lena.
It looked really good in the draft until the starter came out, I thought.
Yeah.
Because Dazzle can't do much of anything against Lone Druid.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times Lone Druid guarantees the kill since he's going to be rooted or roared anyway, so he won't be able to TP. And the boards are okay against it, I guess, but...
That's our dual lane
whoa,
here. Oh, okay.
okay.
Wispex.
Combo, are they going to try lane again? Probably not, but maybe.
Watching some complexity drafts.
Yeah, it does look pretty similar, actually. So, pretty good. Can counter initiate, keep the Lone Druid alive, for example.
Got to get a really like in your face Wisp combo when you have a Lone Druid, I think. Because you have to create space for the Lone Druid, as you said, and you don't want to be like one of those like slower farming up. You want to get
Wisp
like
combos.
Wisp Gyro. You want to get Wisp maybe tiny with Blink Dagger, but I almost think that's even too slow. Like Axe is very much in your face, and it's going to cause laning phase aggression that draws attention.
Plus, it's just a hard counter to Dazzle as well, since you can chop through the grave. So
Yeah, that's true.
it kind of really limits what OG can do here without having to grab an AA.
So when Complexity drafted Axe, it was with a Darkseer, Winter Wyvern, Mirana, and a DK. So
Yeah.
very different.
And they did other drafts today with Axe as well. They played
They
him standard, just like I think they did like a mix of dual offlane with Darkseer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was a mix of that and jungling. Z-Freak played amazing.
Shaker.
Kind of like this, because when Axe jumps in, just stunning him sometimes can be all that you need to prevent a chop.
Also super good against like relocating, Spirit rolling in, separates hero and Spirit Bear of the Lone Druid. It's good against all four heroes here of Liquid. It's also like a backup plan, because if your Dazzle gets caught, if he gets jumped on by the Earth Spirit, then you've always got... It's, you know, OG's game plan always, since Frankfurt Major, is pretty much to have a hero that can save a hero that can save a hero. There's always that chain of one guy sits behind the other, just in case.
With that said, though, can they kill the enemy heroes? That's the part. Like, they've got amp damage from Slardar, got Dazzle Weave, got lots of disables now, but some stage, I just see Liquid being way too tanky. And they've
SF?
also got a defensive support as well.
SF or Ember for Miracle?
Need something that can damage, do the actual damage, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'd like SF versus Lone Druid.
I would be.
You can have protection of Earthshaker, though.
Yes, because you can fissure block bear and
And
stuff.
stack
but
camps.
Is Invoker any good here?
surely they'd have too little damage then, right? Unless they just roll till mid to late game. Alright. It's going to be an Invoker. I mean, they do have great setup. It's the stuns, which should give them Sunstrike kills.
Mm-hmm. Early Roshan potential.
Lots of magic damage now, so they can actually kill and deal with Lone Druid mid-game. Seems pretty good.
Wonder if Lone Druid, how could they do this? If Lone Druid wins the matchup against Invoker in the mid lane, so we could have a Fodder Lone Druid. I'm just not familiar enough with that matchup. I would presume that Fodder, like, that Lone Druid would do okay, right?
I think trade farm.
So we could consider that we could see a different safe laner. We could consider... I don't think there's a different offlaner that you would want.
I mean, you think they're going to do Axe?
silent.
Okay, so they do Death Prophet. So Lone Druid most likely safe, possibly offlane. But I assume it'll be Lone Druid safe, Axe, Wisp off. Or Spirit DP safe.
Mm-hmm.
Or Lone Druid or whatever.
Okay. Gareth. Time to choose.
Miracle Invoker OG.
Okay. You're going to tell me why?
Miracle
He said
Invoker.
Miracle
Oh,
Invoker.
sorry,
That's
okay,
all the reasoning you ever
He's all
need
the way
in
over
life,
there.
you know?
I'm old, so he's
I'll
too far
speak
away
up.
from me here.
Miracle Invoker. And I'll wink at you as well.
Purge.
I think I like the Liquid draft more. They have more longevity, more damage.
Okay,
even
so
though
Liquids,
OG has
Cap.
good burst.
I'm not a big fan of the DP. I'm not the biggest fan of DP and a Slardar, but I think it's still okay. I'm going to go with Liquid as well.
Okay, all right. Let's find out then as we head into game number 3. One of these two gentlemen will be certainly very hyped, and the other one is Australian. Let's go back to Odie Pixel and Gods.
Thanks, Red Eye here down at the Barbie, and we've got Liquid versus OG. This is game 3, and what a couple of drafts we've got again. We're seeing some classic stuff, some funky stuff as well. The Axe coming out for the side of Liquid. Over on OG, they have got that Miracle Invoker once again. Is he going to be able to pull through again this game 3? What was your thoughts, Cos? Who are you liking here?
It's a tough Invoker game. You've got a lot of catch. Earth Spirit, a great hero to pressure, and Invoker mid. You're looking at an Exort Invoker, so they hasn't got that good escape, and if he ever gets rolled on and caught by the Spirit Siphon, he's in a lot of trouble. So it's going to be up to Crit on the Shaker to do his part to keep Miracle alive.
This is going to be good. This is going to be a great one. We've had two very kind of different games. You know, game 1, very much a close affair, but something that OG were kind of constantly kind of pulling up to the front. Game 2 was just an absolute showcase of what Liquid do best, and OG having nothing in order to stop it. But here in game 3, I feel that we definitely have two lineups that they're going to clash, but at the same time, I don't see us kind of having a game running away in either direction, kind of like game 2 did end up going for Liquid.
Yeah, Liquid lineup much more geared towards taking objectives, pushing towers, and taking control of the game. OG more late game oriented with the Invoker and even Beastmaster to some extent, but it's going to be all about the ability to control the tempo of the game. You get those Blink Daggers up on Beastmaster and Slardar, you have these Initiators, and it's going to be similar to what we saw in game 1, where you just gank your way back into the game. Well, when I say back in the game as if they're going to have a bad start. That's just been the kind of recurring trend for OG, and use those Sunstrikes flying around the map. So that will be present here. It's going to be no-tell on the safe lane Beastmaster, though. They're going to be running Slardar in the off lane for Moon, with support, though. Fly down there on the Dazzle.
And obviously, this Moon Slardar is something that what kind of owes back to Frankfurt Major. He was absolutely loving the time on the Slardar. Obviously, there's been a few changes since. It's kind of fallen off and now fallen back into favor in the current patch. And as we were talking about something earlier, and I believe game 1, the potential where the Beastmaster could have been no-tails, because it is something that he, a bit like kind of some of the CIS teams like Empire with Ramses, does like to run this safe lane Beastmaster.
Yes, and that almost was something I was kind of expecting to see out of no-tail in game 1, but didn't happen. But against the Axe in a 1v1 lane for now, the two supports of Liquids, though, they're smoked up, headed towards mid.
Let's see what they can find out here. They're going to catch Crit here in the lane. Miracle trying to help out the boy, but the roll in from Jerax is right there. They'll try and look for the body lock. Look, Jerax trying to create the space here. One more touch would do it. And oh!
Windlace, good item.
Oh, the Sunstrike. Oh, the Fissure. First
They're
blood for
gonna get Kuro as well. He's got no tether.
Oh.
He's got Fairy Fire. He's going to have to use them. Does so once.
Oh, hello,
Range creep.
Oh, range creep. Good job, Jimmy. Look at that boy. MVP here for OG this series.
What are you trying to say about Demon?
Are
you saying he's no better than a range creep?
He's continuing his pro career as a range creep.
That range creep has had just as much success. So.
Oh, man. Oh, anyway, what a start for OG there. I mean, Liquid trying to go ham in the mid lane, and yeah, the beat down, really, from the boys there.
Oh my gosh, the Windlace starting item for Earthshaker, just paying dividends there.
Thank you, 6.87. Well, bottom lane, Timmerman, laying it pretty heavily here to Moon.
Against this dual lane, but managed to at least hold his own, get some XP. Isn't getting much in the way of farm on Lone Druid just yet, but got support headed his way now.
Oh, coming back into Timmerman again. Crit on point with a Fissure, the follow-up with Crush. Can they do this with a heal bomb? The Sunstrike, they might just be able to. No, it's off point. A little bit of a mistake there from Miracle. Doesn't quite get the angle, and obviously coming back in. Again, another crush onto Jerax. He's being buffed up by Kroki on the sidelines. Might not be enough here with a heal bomb. Jerax rolling his way off. The right click fly through. The Fissure again from Crit will manage to catch. And the damage is more than enough.
Get a return kill though on the Slardar, which is the bigger kill, and it looks like they'll get two. The Fissure blocking Crit in. He can't get through there.
Oh no, he's fissured himself. Oh, 3 for 2. And again, a bit like, I believe this is game 1 where it was all kind of kicking off early, mid lane. Spider versus Miracle. Okay, let's make it unfair. Throwing an Earth Spirit, and suddenly Miracle is going to have trouble winning this one. Oh, maybe with the salve. Oh, but Jax comes in, slap to the backside. Taking themselves down another 3 for 3. Jax making sure a lot of stuff, a lot of actions happening this game so far.
Yeah, what an early game. The Shaker and the Earth Spirit, the two big playmakers early on. Just Jerax in bottom lane, suddenly shows up in mid lane.
Oh, look at this Moon.
It's hard against the Savage Roar. You know, you might be able to hit a crush, but you'll just get roared afterwards and pushed back, so...
And let's talk about this top lane. Mind Control, 19 for 1, high CS on the board. He is having a fantastic start. I believe there was that video being shared on level 6 axe at 3 minutes. We may be seeing that done in lane here by Mind Control. He's level 5 at the moment, 3.5 minutes in. Absolutely fantastic.
A bit of an interesting build going for 2 points in the battle hunger.
Roly. Here comes Jerax with his OS frog, and now the Berserker Skull's going to miss. Mind Control a little bit off there, and with the return for Crit, they'll catch them in with the Fisher. Jerax, can he get himself out of this one? No, he can't. The beat down from Crit. Take down one. Mind Control. He's going to wait for the Fisher to go. Tries to go for a bit of animal abuse. We'll take down the Hawk. And OG, they won't be able to find the axe, but getting that Spirit kill as Jerax. Just a little overstepping the mark there on the top lane.
Yeah, nice rotation from Crit. Again, it's Crit matching up well to Jerax, and this is what they just didn't have in the previous game, where Jerax was just everywhere roaming on the map. OG was trying to just play defensive, but giving up these kills. Putting Crit on this hero that can at least counterplay Jerax has really done wonders for OG here in game number 2. Game number 3.
This is... I'm still just looking at Mind Control. I can't believe how much CS he's getting in comparison to everyone else.
Yeah.
He's absolutely cleaning up the lanes.
Having a fantastic time. Some of that was the neutral camp, but still overall he is leading in net worth. It is a very liquid-sided early game in terms of the farm. All 3 of their cores getting good CS.
All right, let's see them go for this hit. Oh, right.
He popped the mango, but...
All right. Oh, he's got a frog in his throat. Oh, here he is, actually turning up to try and help the man.
But,
does he live? But he turns around, where's the shallow grave now? No tell, bam! Crushes down the Beastmaster, they will lose the axe in return. Jerax looking to chase down Crit to the side, in comes Fada as well with the DP. And here we go, Crit, he's not getting himself out of this one, they'll chase him down. They should be able to find it, one more touch. Oh, the juice! Not quite good enough. We'll find ourselves a second. They did end up losing the IO as well, Liquid, but 2 for 2 trade. The action continues, and we're just seeing that 5-minute mark here.
Yeah, Miracle would have loved to have gotten that kill on the axe with the Sunstrike. Unfortunately, slightly missing it. So he's still not having the best time in this mid lane, just with 18 CS. He's actually leading the Death Prophet in terms of CS, but he has not had much in the way of uncontested farm here.
This is...
We've seen how well he catches up, though. You give him that just 9-minute Midas or something, and he'll just sit in the jungle, go to the off lane, stay away from fights for about 10-15 minutes, just throwing Sunstrikes around, and suddenly he'll be top in the net worth chart.
Question is really, where's it all going to kick off now again? So let's see things settle off a little bit. Fada being backed up by my old Kuroki here.
They need to get the Beastmaster Raw online, so we'll see. Yeah, No-Tail very close to level 6, and this top lane gets a bit more difficult for Mind Control when that happens.
Oh, Mind Control continues to just apply this pressure onto the top lane. Making it very, very hard for No-Tail to find the farm. He's still doing all right here, 24 for 2. Managed to find a little bit on the Beastmaster, but still, Mind Control and his axe certainly the ruler of this lane.
Importantly for OG, they deward their bottom lane, so a little bit more difficult to know where they are, and they're going for the kill on top. They've TP'd in Crit, he's got Fisher, they've got Raw, but they're turning around here. It looks like they don't think they have the damage to kill him off.
I mean, that's the thing, and with these 2 heroes, can they actually kill him? Especially not with Kuroki there.
Yeah, if they don't know where Kuro is and he can get the tether overcharge off, that Raw into Sunstrike is not going to do anywhere near enough damage. And Mind Control's got money for
Dazzle's coming through as well. Here we go, popping the Sunstrike, Mind Control. Oh, Kuroki's not going to be able to save that. In fact, Kuroki, he may have been trolled as well. Look at the TP out. Will he make it? Yes, he does.
Berserker had level 5. He could have leveled Totem. Crit. Oh, tough one there. Get levels up Totem now. Kuro going to be thanking his lucky stars. Thanking Crit perhaps for some mercy there.
Absolutely. He's a nice guy, Crit. Maybe a little bit too nice in that situation. Mid lane. Jerax rolling in. Miracle. 9Ks it to the right. Bottom lane. Moon. Trading hits for the bear here. Matuma Man, a man that we haven't really been talking about, but still, you look at the net worth, and there is this Lone Druid sitting at the top.
Yes, and is that... Yeah, his Midas is on the courier, so... See that delivered. And Matuma Man will continue to farm his way towards that Radiance, I can only imagine. Definitely a hero that OG may consider sending rotations towards. Like Slider, Beastmaster with Sunstrikes, really good heroes for actually killing off a Lone Druid. But it's always like, how much do you want to invest into shutting him down? If you don't invest enough, he may escape using the Savage Roar on the bear if you roll the hero, so always need to make sure you fully commit and get the kill.
Mind control at this top. I know, has got the Vanguard done, so if you weren't having trouble killing him before, you're certainly going to have your work cut out now. The side of OG and the tier 1 as well. I mean, relatively soon we should be able to see them manage to push all the way through. Noto's actually going to TP out of this one, back to base. So the lane is now free, and Mind Control might even have the chance to just finish off this tier 1 on his own. Actually going to pick up one of the balls on the way as well.
Okay, so Notel just going to head back, actually towards bottom lane, it looks like, just deciding that this top lane perhaps is done for. And yeah, I was about to say, this is a good time for him to go for a smoke. Didn't have one himself, but he joins up with Crit, and he's going to rotate bottom.
Oh, we might be able to kill the bear here. Oh,
Nice
nice deny. Matumba man puts his own dog down.
But he's got no bear for Savage Roar, which means if he gets ganked, he has it in 8 seconds.
Look at this Invis as well on fire. This could really catch them off guard. He's got the Exorcism.
Waiting for the bear, it looks like.
Oh, here we go. Let's see if they can stick something up. And he's got to pop it now. He's ready to go. Emily Rose on them. Here we go. Chase them down. The kickstun onto 2. They'll find Moon low. The shallow grave just in time. Moon's going to be kept alive. Crit stuck at the tree line. They'll suck him down here. Can they finish this one up? Rolling onto Jarex. Should be able to find it. Crit chased down by the bear. The swipes are down. One more touch from Lone Druid. Should be able to do it. And it will. DP takes the kill. Find themselves 2 Liquid, and they'll be able to get themselves a formidable push on as well. Mind Control just returning to the mid lane to continue to farm 1100 on his way to that Bling Dagger on top of the Vanguard. And this tier 1 on the bottom lane, if this goes down, that's certainly going to help Mind Control in the back.
Such a good sequence of events. Sparta was there ready to counter get. Well, I mean, he'd led the gank, and there was just not enough OG firepower to deal with the Death Prophet Exorcism as well as the Lone Druid there. And while that's going on, Axe takes the top tower, then TP's mid to defend Miracle push and pressure coming out from the forward Spirit. So Liquid get themselves 2 towers, a couple of kills, and OG get nothing.
This is, yeah, in terms of the gold, we can see on the graph, it's now slightly edging pretty sheerly in favor of Liquid.
And you can see this, like game 1, when Miracle died 4 times, he still had a 9-minute Midas. He doesn't actually have Midas this game. So
he should have fed more in the mid lane here, Gods, quite clearly.
Exactly, that's the strat. Give up more kills. Oh. But realistically, it's just OG haven't found mid-game kills. They found the early game kills with the Earthshaker, but the raw Sunstrike kills or the Slider crushing the Sunstrike kills haven't happened, and that's what they were getting in game number 1, come like 8 to 10 minutes into the game.
Bottom lane as well, OG going to get the chance to push on a bit. They did take down Matumba Man's bear, and it is still on cooldown for a good 20 seconds. So this time, OG finding the space to push in. And looks like Liquid, for the time being, won't do anything to stop this. So should be a tower down in favouring the side of OG. So a bit of gold into the bank of the boys on.
Liquid need to wait for the Exorcism cooldown, and the Axe's Blink is actually very close to completion. Mind Control.
Yeah, I see.
Actually may try and flank this one. Yeah, they see this rotation coming in. They'll leave the boars to try and get the last on the tower, which won't happen.
Really nice, just disengage there from the side of OG. Yeah. Making sure that nothing gets left behind. Indeed, the boars making sure that the job's done. So not a chance for Liquid to even find a denial or relocate on mid. Here we go. Looking for Miracle. Mind Control closing in, gets the call off. Here we go with the swoops. And as he... Oh, nice. Running the over the dunk. Oh, can't go the dunk out. The dunk on dunk. Crit with his own dunk, holding back Mind Control, and Miracle's going to live because of it. Mind Control now stuck behind the tower. The Fissure is there and the Axe is down.
Oh, Miracle, he's dead, I believe.
Oh, yeah, no save here for the boys. So 2 for 1 at the moment. We can see if they turn it into anything more. Kick there with the Boulder Smash, holding back Crit. Moon still chasing this down, but savage.
Level 1 sprint there. Moon just didn't have the chasing power. If he had 2 points in sprint and max crush there, I believe he actually saves Miracle, probably gets the kill on Death Prophet. So for Moon, the build he's done just not really working out from there. Just unable to keep up with the Death Prophet despite having sprint.
Let's see what the next point of call is going to be for these two sides. 12 minutes in, 7 for 9. It's going to be smoke time.
Okay.
Notel wanting to make use of the Raw.
It's a good time to smoke because you know Invoker's respawning soon, so he can offer the Sunstrike, but they actually go into Roche.
Oh, hello.
Thought they'd just be going for a fight or a kill. Fata, I guess having Exorcism is perhaps a deterrent for OG to too aggressive. And
yeah, this is good. I don't think Liquid aren't going to expect this. I don't know if OG expected it themselves, but they found themselves in there.
And Miracle's like, oh, I'll take this. I'll bring my forward spirits, guys. I can help.
Oh, this is a really nice play.
They just kind of recognize that there's not enough heroes in the neighborhood to contest this one.
And it's going to be a freebie. And something again that this is kind of this clutch, this close, it's going to be pretty big. Just been able to secure that for the side, OG. Getting the Aegis onto Miracle.
Probably mostly just a farming Aegis, I imagine. Maybe they'll try to group up a bit to push and impressively, Crit has farmed a very fast Blink Dagger on his Earthshaker. He is sitting on 2k gold right now.
13 minutes in. I mean, he's really been finding the action. You know, we've seen people dive. He just lays down a Fissure, puts up the wall. And as you said, just a remarkable timing on this Blink.
And that's good news for OG, because other lanes have not been going so well for them in terms of just Miracle start. He's not farming as well as we've often seen. Notel's done phenomenally on his Beastmaster as well, 3, 1, and 2. He's been able to set up and find a number of kills for the side of OG. We'll see how things go in the mid game, because right now it's still Lone Druid farming away towards that Radiance. OG have perhaps like a 4-minute window now before this Radiance where they can kind of take advantage when they get Moon's Blink. So it's going to be like Moon gets Blink and before the Radiance comes up on the Bear, OG are much stronger. They'll have an Aegis, they'll have all these key items, but once Liquid kind of get that Radiance up, things will swing back towards the side of Liquid in terms of like the teams and their power spikes.
So things kind of settle down, but Slardar, Mr. Moon, he's about to hit that hurdle as well, so they'll probably just wait for that OG. And that blink on Slardar, just extra route of initiation.
Yeah, he'll take one of these Ancients, I imagine.
Let's see, is Miracle going to have Mercy here for Moon?
Yeah, he'll give him
Can I have
the
that
small
CS,
one.
please, sir? Yes. Thank you, sir. Well, as we can see, Matuma Man as well, what, 3.2k towards that relic timing, so it's still going to be a very, very good timing here for the man on the bear. 7.1k net worth, 14 minutes in. So both teams, certainly at this point, it's kind of everything you'd hope for from a game 3. It's very, very close.
And even, Lone Druid kind of pulling ahead by a pretty big margin in terms of overall net worth, but it's a much greater farm distribution on OG. It's also just the fact their lineup is peaking right now. They're behind on gold, but they are much stronger if a fight breaks out.
It's time to smoke here, OG. Looking for the option to jump in. It's going to be dispelled on. Fly knows they're around the corner. Nice kick, stun, tough turn around, but still Moon gets the jump in, the crush. The Savage Roar forcing back OG. Silence as well. It's going to be hard for OG to turn around into this one. With the Exorcism up, Notel jumps in, gets the Roar out, but the Ghost there ripping through the Beastmaster. The Beastmaster's gone. He's down. They have lost Groki on the Silence, but Mind Control's ready for the clean up. Dunks down onto Fly, the roll forward from Jax with the Magnetize onto Miracle and onto Moon, forcing the pot diagram. Miracle turns around with the Deafening Blast, gets himself a double. In comes the dunk. Crit trying to turn it. Fissure as well, and he just might do it enough. They found 3 on the side of Liquid. Buyback from Mind Control, trying to get himself into the fight again. The crush, the bash. Moon finds Matuma Man on the Lone Druid. Mind Control, can he try and rectify this? He's brought back for this one. Got to be careful about not throwing his life away. Again, Miracle still sitting strong on the side. Crit hanging around as well. But overall, their OG going to be relatively happy with the way that went. Mind Control has jumped in. Oh, he gets a few more spins. He has got the back of a crit.
Yeah.
Should be fine with good Fissure, but now nearly
nice
just the
hero.
tip jumps back in, and maybe they can turn. Mind Control and Kuroki in a bit of trouble here. Nice kickstone, the boulder smash, holding back OG. Mind Control looking to go back in, but Moon, he's there as well. Mind Control in the middle of them all. He's maybe going to go down the dog. Gets one. Can't get the second one off though, but they still get the kill. It's Miracle who gets the killings, retaking down that axe after the buyback from Mind Control. Jax rolling forward onto Miracle. Have they got detection? Have they got detection? No, they have not. Hotel silenced up, the buyback now from Moon on his slider, getting himself back in the fight, jumps in, 3-man crush here, the bash down onto the Earth Spirit. Can they get themselves a second? The bash onto Kuroki, one more touch and they'll get it. Find another one here, Crit gets himself in with the Fissure. Miracle and Moon trying to get themselves through, but the Fada, Yule's holding back the slider. They should still be able to find it, forcing forward, trying to duke out the silence, and will catch them all.
Miracle!
Crit,
Oh, he
Moon.
missed the crush!
Oh, Miracle's gone! He's messed it up, and Fada might even move it to take down the Earth Spirit around. Oh, Earthshaker blinks away, turns around, Fissure just onto the tip. Moon ready to go back in, amplifies out, Savage Roar, jukes it out. Moon gets in, crush, Fada's down. Now eyes onto Matuma Man, he's the last man standing here at the moment for the side. A Liquid Moon trying to finish this off. Matuma Man with the resummon, forcing back Moon. You're now going to see Jarrett's coming back into the fray. Can they get themselves back in onto this Slardar? They're sticking around though. The boys on OG are ready to fight.
Are we done, gentlemen? Like, is this... Can we pause for a
I
second?
think they've managed to resolve their differences, Gods, and it is going to slow down. But what the heck happened there? And again, it's 17-13, but it still feels like this is anyone's game.
That was like a 3-minute long team fight.
Oh, Moon's got an invis. He's ready to go back in on this one. Okay, here we go. Crush down. Notel closing in. He has got the Roar. He'll pop it. Controlling Matuma Man. Kuroki with the save. Relocating out the bear. Lone Druid's back to base. If they can take this down with the Necrounus, they do indeed. So Matuma Man may be back, but he's going to be without his pet.
Survived on 70 HP with the bear dying.
Oh, get the crush on the 2. The sun's right, they're gone! Jax, the correct get blown up a mind control with the dunk. Needs another one, gets a second double dunk here for the boy. Yours onto Notel, holding him down. Fada wrapping around it. Can they kill off the Beastmaster? Jump back and remove the cross. They've got the Death Prophet slam. Bam! They'll take down a Moon. Moon on a killing spree, finding that kill onto Fada's Death Prophet.
Just never-ending brawl in the mid lane for the last 4 or 5 minutes now. Saw 2 exorcisms effectively in what was one just long, drawn-out team fight, engagement after engagement.
And suddenly, off the back of it, I mean, Miracle, he did go down at the end, but he's now top of the net worth.
Yeah.
He's ahead of Matumba, man. The fact that they shut down Lone Druid at the end of that fight as well, pretty huge.
Yeah, they shut down Lone Druid, they bring down his
kill.
bear. He can't really farm very effectively without his bear. This is time where he's not using his Midas, for example, as well. Tumberman's Radiance timing gets delayed by a pretty significant margin, and OG get great value out of the Aegis. The initial fight where just Miracle had those 2 lives, he just did so much damage. There was a buyback from the Axe as well, slowing down his item progression, and crit on this Shaker, just getting fissure after fissure off. Really doing wonders for the side of OG, but it is still all 3 of Liquid's cores in pretty good shape as far as overall farm go. It's just the fact they've got 2
It's so
very
close.
under-farmed supports.
It really is hard to tell how this game's going to swing. I mean, we're just seeing these fights, but they don't stop at going at it.
Midas pickup coming for Moon on the Slider as his next item of choice. They want to at least secure some late game. Because that's the thing, OG's kind of fighting and killing their way into this game, whereas Liquid are out-farming OG. And I think that's something that OG perhaps starting to recognize, looking to make sure they have some late game presence. Midas pickups. Both Invoker and Slider will have one apiece.
Let's see what they can find up on the top lane. Fart and Mind Control coming in. Exorcism still on cooldown for 40 seconds, so maybe not willing to take a fight. Moon, indeed, as we were saying, with that Midas now done, he's going to be able to keep himself up in terms of the farm game. His second highest on the moment for the side of OG. Things seem to calm down for the time being, but 20 minutes in, 20 to 15. Absolutely everything that you'd hope for from a deciding game in this series here at Epicenter.
Yeah, Lone Druid will have Radiance for the next fight as well now. Being delivered as we speak, and already a smoke picked up immediately by Jerax. They want to engage, but
they might find the Timberman. Okay, just put a little bit of hate down onto the bear. And we go with the Fish of the Sunstrike. They're going to have a good shot. Won't quite kill it. Jerax. The boulder smash. Fada can set this one up with the Yules though. Now Miracle silenced up. He needs a bit of help. He needs some kind of help. Mind Control jumping in. Grave won't save this man because this man's got a dunk available. And there we go. Mind Control crushing the skull of Miracle, and he wants to break more. Onto Fly, holding the dunk a little bit early there. Premature dunking happens to the best of us, but still they find the kill. Top lane with the relocate, jumping forward, looking for no-tail as well. Mind Control this time. A third one for the side of Liquid, and it's going to be OG finding nothing in reaction to that.
Yeah, some great aggressive play going from one kill to the next. Liquid get the Radiance and immediately strike.
On Crit needs to be careful here. He really, really does. Mind Control looking to try and get the call, but Crit jukes it out. 4 staffs away.
Really nicely moved, using the Fog of War really well there. Mind Control had to guess a bit with that blink, and Shaker manages to get the hell out of there. With Liquid, who can now start taking towers and objectives. For OG, they've got to use their vision advantage from the Beastmaster Hawks to try and find the pickoffs. They don't want to kind of take a head-on 5v5 fight when Liquid have this tanky frontline axe as well as the Exorcism and the Bear Radiance now. They've got to utilize Beastmaster roaming around the map with raw Sunstrikes, that kind of global presence of the Invoker to take their engagements. And they'd also love to sneak another Roshan. That was when they first started really finding those good fights, was when they managed to sneak themselves into the Aegis.
Taking at the Aegis on Miracle again, we're going to see these kind of hectic skirmishes that OG will be coming out on top of.
They're in there using the amp damage. They see Lone Druid in the top lane, and perhaps recognizing that Liquid cannot rotate all that quickly towards this pit. It will be an uncontested Roshan. Scan used. I believe that was, by OG?
Probably OG, yeah.
No, that was Liquid.
Oh, that was Liquid's, yeah.
Yeah, Liquid just unsure of what OG were doing, and
oh, there's your answer for them. I'll find out the hard way.
yeah, and I feel like that was a Roche that Liquid have the items and the heroes to contest. They just, the vision isn't there for them. So, not knowing quite what's going on right in the Roche area, they don't make a play towards it, and now we've got an Aegis on Miracle for the upcoming fight.
I'll see what Liquid's plan is. They're actually making a movement up through the jungle of the Dire side, as we see Fada and Mind Control leading through to join the forces of Matumba Man on this top lane push. At least they'll find a tier 2. I just want to be able to find a fight at the moment, though, as OG in return
This is a
just
free
turn
tier
their
2, though.
attention towards the tier 2 bottom. So.
The thing is, OG can't commit towards this bottom lane when there's a lone druid in this top. Lone druid will push and break high ground unless someone gets up there to defend. So, Tumberman's best play right now, maybe he doesn't know it, is to continue pushing this top lane. There is no one there to meet him, but he will TP back. Perhaps unsure of just how many heroes are up top.
Look here. OG poised on the sidelines. Again, Liquid are behind it, ready to defend, and Mind Control jumps in. Cool onto Moon here. The roar from Notel holding him back, and Moon goes down still, though. But to pop in the Exorcism, they want to try and find more. Fly, he's going to be left behind here. The dunk from Mind Control shutting him down, moving forward with the bear. Crit, no chance of escape. The boulder smash coming from the sidelines, cancelling Miracle's TP. It's beautiful. They'll get Crit as well on the side here as he gets rooted up, tried to TP away in front of the bear, and it's going to be a third, maybe even a fourth as Miracle coming back for round 2 after the Aegis. They'll control him, they'll bring him down. Liquid absolutely ripping to pieces OG there, as you said, just sticking around for too long. They weren't going to get away with that push, and they don't find anything in that trade.
I think OG just had to commit to the fight there. Earthshaker used his blink defensively when Liquid came in, so he didn't have a blink Echo Slam to counter shape, but he did have a force up, so he could have potentially forced himself in for an Echo Slam, but once Moon misses his blink crush to start the fight off, things just go south, because at that point there's no easy way to retreat. Boken not having a blink dagger, they have the force staffs, but Liquid's chasing potential with the phase drums on the Death Prophet, the Yules as well to set things up, the blink on the axe. Proving to just be a bit too much for OG to get away from. I mean, Liquid pulling ahead by a pretty big margin off of this. They're going to get multiple tier 2 towers, it looks like. They've dealt with the Aegis, and Liquid really hitting their stride right now.
I'll see what OG can do in return. It may just be way at the high ground, I guess, at this point, and look to just attack when Liquid. I feel that they're strong enough to push. Or do they come out with
They kind of want to fight around the Exorcism cooldown, but they've only got about 1 minute right now. So Liquid themselves aren't going to be pushing high ground without that anytime soon. On the side of OG, ideally want to be taking the fight to Liquid when that Exorcism isn't available. Problem is right now you've got to push out both mid and bottom lane, so you can't just immediately go into a smoke on respawn, so we'll be up, it looks like, with relative safety from the side of Team Liquid.
What's the planet from the boys? Moon stocking up the gold at the moment, 3.8k. Slada. I mean, what does he need this man? Oh, okie dokie. Let's hold that for, because here we go, jumping in. They've caught him out with the call, and Moon, no help for this boy.
Tried to buy BKB, was short 20 gold before he died. And yeah, BKB is, it's not going to help against everything. There's a lot of physical damage, but you just against the silence from the Death Prophet, nukes coming out as well from the side of Team Liquid, the Earth Spirit, you kind of need to have a BKB just as the main initiator. He's the one who's going to have to start off all these fights more often than not.
Now, here's that time, as you said, waiting for the Exorcism to come back. It is now there, so they may push for high.
Oh. Gonna try force this Slaughter buyback. He's got BKB money, but he's kind of in a pickle right now.
Yeah, do you buy back or do you just let this go?
The push with Exorcism and
it's
the
gonna go
Spirit
so
Bear.
quickly.
There's no glyph. This is just gonna be a dead Rax.
They need something back in now. Mind Control jumping in. Call onto Notel. Notel getting forced to the right. Oh, the dunk. A little bit early. They'll see Mind Control try and chase down. Notel will tick down to the Battle Hunger by the looks of it. Can they try and find themselves anything more? Deafening Blast. Juked out. The Tornado will come through. Liquid still standing strong. They find themselves the objective. They're still very much ready to fight here. Miracle trying to control Fada with this cold snap. Jumping in, Moon with the crush. Now with the bashes onto Fada, but the heals there for Kuroki. They just turn around. BKB's come out from Moon. Fada using himself, but now Crit looking for the walk-in Echo Snap. It's only up to Fada, but it'll be enough. They'll take down the Death Prophet. Crit just being burnt down by this magnetized damage from Jerax. They'll get a second one with a Boulder Smash. And Liquid, they may have lost their DP. But she already got the work done that she needed with the Exorcism, and the rest of them will walk out.
Yeah, OG just looking a bit unsure of how they want to approach that fight. Beastmaster goes in for a roll, and I'm thinking, okay, he's going in for a roll because Slaughter's going to buy back, and they'll take the fight.
Oh, right.
That's a freebie.
Yeah, he doesn't need the rest of his team here. Kuroki, can he save him? Oh, with the Ghost Scepter, no. He'll still go down. Can they kill Mind Control? Mind Control came in very aggressively. This could be a bit of a throw, a bit of a toss, and it is.
Yeah,
Mind Control and Kuroki sticking around, whereas the rest of Liquid have got themselves out, and Crit punishes it there with a double kill.
Mind Control goes down completely unnecessary at the end there, but he was the MVP of that fight in my mind. He kept finding the Earthshaker with Battle Hunger, and Earthshaker could never get a Blink Echo Slam off. 2 Battle Hungers in a row. There was also an Urn coming out from Kuro's IO, and that was the key play that allows Liquid to breach the high ground there, is that there is no opportunity for Crit to get an Echo Slam off. He needed to almost smoke himself in the back. They had a smoke on the Kuro the whole time, and I think if they used it on the Earthshaker, he could have been able to find an Echo Slam. But with it being daytime, Liquid always had vision on the high ground. They could always see the Shaker, and there was no opportunities for him to get a Blink off.
And it's little things like that, little plays like that, that's certainly going to please the side of OG, who at this point, as we're saying, is certainly playing on a back foot. As we can see on the net worth graph, it is coming up to around a 10k lead, which, you know, it isn't necessarily the biggest at this point, but it is the biggest that we've had so far this game. And Liquid, they certainly have the heroes to continue farming at a rate that it's going to be hard for OG to keep up with unless they're able to find these objectives and try and maybe find these pickoffs or even fights just across the side of Liquid's map.
We're looking to get very aggressive here, but not sure that's the best idea considering
Watch out.
Liquid have Exorcism back up.
Yeah, nice ward here, spawning out the side of Liquid, but indeed, as you said,
They're
they
aware of this.
actually
They've got a
jump into
gem.
this.
They're going to de-ward and everything.
There we go. Yeah, OG just realizing, yeah, this is not the time or the place. Let's get ourselves out of here, and they will indeed. Back up. Keeping themselves safe, keeping themselves secure. Not wanting to be caught out here by the firepower of the side of Liquid. Let's have a look. Liquid themselves. So they want to try and head towards top half of the map. Try and push another lane in, you know, have another shot at breaking the base, breaking that high ground, getting a melee Rex.
Yeah, I think Liquid's key thing for the next stage of this game is not letting OG get another Roshan. They're the ones who are in control. They've got this mid lane that's going to be continuing to push up by itself. The melee rack's gone. They've just hit a couple big item timings, having a Shiver's Guard on Axe. Prophet building towards a BKB, actually, not completing the Octarine Core. I really like this decision, because the one problem for Death Prophet is if she gets bursted down, and the one hero that does that best, well, the two, is the Invoker and the Earthshaker. So last fight was the Echo Slam. There's also the Sunstrike Chaos Meteor that can do it. But if you get a BKB off, you don't even care if you get roared, as long as you're dishing out damage during that roar, which Exorcism allows you to do. Liquid will have to look to head towards that Roche pit fairly soon. They won't know what the Roche... Well, they don't have to, because it's going to be a long Roche respawn, but that's not something Liquid are aware of. They'll have to try and get some vision up in that area, or at least maintain some semblance of scouting using the Spirit Bear.
I guess at least one thing that's going to kind of set them to look around this area is the fact that, yeah, every time OG's always been able to sneak it from them. So, yeah, as you said, they just need to be super aware.
They're still, like, even if they don't get the next Roshan, I think Liquid's still in the better position, but it's more like why give it away? You've got Exorcism, you've got this great initiation. It's the only thing they're lacking is the vision.
I mean, and the thing is, well, if Liquid are able to get Aegis, then that's got to be at least another set of racks confirmed. It's going to be very hard for OG to defend against an Aegis push from the side of Liquid.
No, absolutely.
There's no doubt about that.
Just having like a cheese on a Death Prophet to give her that extra boost in HP, put an Aegis on either Axe or Lone Druid. And that's the way we're going to see both teams, kind of in that standoff position down this bottom lane. Liquid going to commit their smoke. Going to take a fight and then be able to transition into the Roche pit. Fortunately, as mentioned, it's a very long Roche respawn, and have something that right now favors OG a little bit.
Trying to bait him a little bit with Arthur's positioning. Eric, as you said, coming in from the side. Let's see how OG reacts. And I think, well, OG are reacting the right way at the moment. They're just not letting themselves be caught off guard. They're probably just going to let this push go all the way in and then try and take something from the high ground. They really can't fight blindly into Liquid's lineup.
They're going to force the high ground, saying they don't want to commit an Exorcism in the Roche pit. They want to force OG to come at them and defend.
Get the fortification out at least. And yeah, the rate of this push, of course, with the AC now on the bear. Tier 3 will fall. OG, they need to do something, otherwise the racks themselves could be in trouble. No-Tail jumping in, but a straightaway Fudder's reaction with the Yules, holding No-Tail up. He'll still get the roar out, but Fudder already got out the BKB on the backlines. Moon crushing onto Mind Control, holding back the Axe. There's the Dugfrog crit. Not quite enough damage. The Kuroki's starting to heal the Axe back up, and with the call onto Moon, they've already lost No-Tail. Moon falling low in the middle of it, gets dunked down. Miracle now on the retreat and bringing forward. Mind Control should be able to find another Miracle with the Tornado. Holds back the side of Liquid. OG, they're brought back on Moon, they're brought back on No-Tail. They're beating down to Kuroki, but Kuroki with the Ghost Scepter is going to be able to keep himself alive. He will live. The Sunstrike will not connect. And Liquid keep them lives intact and forcing out those 2 buybacks.
And they don't get any kills with the buybacks. That's one of those big things. When you're doing a high ground defense and you have to commit 2-3 buybacks
and now,
to defend.
now Roche is up. This couldn't have been written any more perfectly for Liquid.
It's a bit risk. At this point, OG, you got to heal up ASAP and come out to contest this. There's no exorcism, so I think if anything, Liquid will be a bit tentative and cautious about going for Roche. They're going to have to probably wait for that cooldown to come into play. And if you're OG, you commit those buybacks, you ideally want to be chasing down heroes. They'll get aggressive
They're trying
now,
their best, yeah.
Radiant Vision
Heading
sees
out.
all this. Tails got a gem, so he takes away one of the wards, but his presence has already been scouted, being aggressive.
Let's see how this goes down.
Yeah, OG's just in the Roche pit, recognizing that Aegis and Cheese is one of the few ways that they can take in a subsequent fight.
Let's see how well they can take a fight without the exorcism. Loda's coming forward, drops the silence down with clip onto Miracle, but he's able to blink away. Bash onto Moon. Roshan now at half health. Liquid, they'll jump in now. Mind control with the Shivas. The call onto Moon. They've got the control. Their P goes down. That's a die back. And I will. No saving time. He's gone. And now Liquid looking to move in for more. 90 seconds without having to worry about this Slardar. The Sunstrike onto Jarek. But Kuroki saving the Earth Spirit. No tail. He's TPing out. The shame is Miracle can't himself. Gets caught out by the Boulder Smash. Flies down as well. Liquid finding 3 there. Off the back of a failed attempt on Roche from OG. Miracle will buy back.
Yeah, Liquid's saying, screw Roche. Again, we're
Just
seeing
go
this.
for
They
the- go for the
recognize that
Rax.
the key heroes are dead. There's no Roar as well. They can take a second lane of Rax, and with that, it's almost just game over for OG.
This could be it for Liquid. It really could be. This could be the point where they take the game. OG fighting without 2. Exorcism's back up. Miracle caught out, and he's gone. No buyback now for the man. A dieback effectively on the Invoker, and GG is called. Liquid taking the series here. Game 1. A little bit shaky against OG. OG managed to storm through. Game 2, Liquid smacked them back down. Game 3, OG, they managed to get much more strength up, but just the lineup, the play style, the strategy from Liquid, it worked out at the end, and it was just a little bit too much for the lineup of OG to deal with as things just seem to start to fall apart in terms of just how the team was playing together at the end of the game for OG.
Yeah, we're seeing the return of the Jarek's Earth Spirit just wreaking havoc over the laning stage. This game, OG did a much better job of dealing